Hi, everybody. Good Friday to you. It might not be sunny, it might not be beautifully warm, but it's Friday. That's a win. Thank you for being here on this 25th day of October, the final Friday of the month. Can you indeed believe that? We've got a lot to talk about. One main and major top story for you this evening, and a lot of other, of course, information throughout the program. But it will be one that you can read some more about in yesterday's edition of the Sagersville Independent, of course, still out there on newsstands, or hopefully in your mailbox or on its way. But nevertheless, one will air tonight, and it's one that's a little overwhelming, to be quite honest. It's hard to get a good edit on this, and it's hard to stop. It could, as the judge executive said, be made into a major motion picture. We'll talk about the honoring of 2 local soldiers in just a few moments. A few other things to talk about as well, and we'll get to your weather forecast right before I leave you, and we'll try to pick some good news out of that. There has been a fatality in eastern Kentucky in neighboring Floyd County, confirmed. 37-year-old Brandon Maxwell Hunter of Shelbyana was the driver and the only occupant of a vehicle involved in a deadly crash early this morning on Route 2030 in the community of Harold. He failed to negotiate a curve, went over an embankment. The vehicle did overturn, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. No other information at this time. But his identity, once again, 37-year-old Brandon Maxwell Hunter. Well, we're just one day closer, of course, since yesterday to the November 5th general election. Not necessarily election-related. Will it have any sort of a bearing on voters? Well, we'll wait and see. But nevertheless, a judge has ruled in favor of Governor Matt Bevin, saying that he did have the authority to fire his lieutenant governor's staff without her permission. It's been an ongoing legal and political, this is also maybe another word to be public battle, we should say. But the ruling nevertheless came down earlier today in Franklin Circuit Court from Judge Philip Shepard, granting the defendant's motion for summary judgments. From what we understand, of course, the Lieutenant Governor, Jeanine Hampton, who was not chosen to run alongside Bevin, of course, as we well know by now, in the November 5th election, had an argument in court that the agency head of her own office, which was herself, should have sole control over the hiring and firing of her staff. She filed suit against Kentucky's governor, saying that she, or rather he, had illegally fired 2 of her staffers, Adrian Southworth and Steve Nipper. However, the judge has sided with the governor. Well, I don't know much about it. I just know when and where at this point, but I do know that an official with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is going to make a funding announcement for Magoffin County next week. It is set for Monday, 4:30 in the Magoffin County Courthouse. This is coming from the Transportation Cabinet. We can only assume it has something to do with road repair. We will, of course, know more Wednesday, 4:30 in the Magoffin County Fiscal Courtroom. I've got an announcement for you, and I'll have another one of a similar nature or season, with a different season attached to it very soon. The Gardner Farm is highly decorated and ready for Halloween. Of course, Halloween next Thursday, and Ben Gardner stopped by the studios today to tell us that the lights, the decorations, all the inflatables are up, and it opens each day or evening at 4:30, and you're invited to stop by the Gardner Farm and check out all the decorations for Halloween. And as soon as they come down, Ben and the elves, whichever elves they are that help him, will be putting up Christmas lights and decorations for Christmas. I'll be right back. We're going to do things a bit different tonight. We're going to come back. I have a birthday and a few other things, and then we'll go to our top story tonight. Stay tuned. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville. have finally done it. After years and years of extensive testing, we not only invented the chicken sandwich, we have perfected the chicken sandwich. Come and try it and love it with a big, famous dipped breast strip, pickles and mayonnaise, or however you like it fixed. And if you like, make it a double. Just make your way to Lee's to get it, and grab a cookie while you're there. At your Sayersville Lee's famous recipe, where even our ice is famous. At Sayersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sayersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sayersville National. Whether it's diabetes, arthritis, or injury causing you foot and ankle problems, or excruciating pain in your heel that's often easily treatable, Dr. Cheryl Cheney has over 21 years in group and private practice as one of the region's leading podiatrists, and she's now practicing right here in Sayersville. Dr. Cheryl Stalder Cheney is now seeing new patients, young and old, at Hope Family Podiatry Center in Sayersville, just next to the Lee's Famous Recipe. Call for an appointment today.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
A couple of reminders and announcements via this evening's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar that starts with a happy birthday. This is a now 2-year-old, and apparently very happy 2-year-old, who I am asked to wish very happy birthday to. This is Jakin Howard, and with a lot of love from Mom and from Dad, and Mama and Papa and Bub. Happy 2nd birthday to Jakin Howard. Happy birthday to you. We'll talk about the rains when we get to our forecast in just a few moments, but just a reminder, as I told you last night, those rains, which we're going to see much more of tomorrow, have dampened the Halloween event for Saturday, so the Ghost Walk and everything going on at the Renaissance Center and around downtown will be put off until Monday, starting at 6:30. All the crafts, snacks, the Haunted Ghost Walk, and everything else, and of course the dancing that starts at 8:30, following the beginning of the event at 6:30. Will be on Monday, so they wanted to invite you and remind you that that's when you want to come by for, of course, the big dancing performance that follows all the spooky, frightful fun for Halloween in Sayersville on Monday, 6:30 in downtown Sayersville. And a reminder about the Ladies' Conference at the Church of God of the Union Assembly tomorrow morning, 10 till 1. And that is, of course, the church next to the Board of Education. They hope to see you there. Don't forget about the Skills U Adult Education Open House next Tuesday at the Community Center in the back, where, of course, the new Adult Education and Skills U Center is located. It's where you want to go to find out where you want to go or to get help getting there, getting your GED, preparing for college or training or job-related certifications or training. And that is, once again, Tuesday, noon till 2, 349-4443, and they hope that you will join them. And one last one, I guess, that I've got for this evening, the 6th Annual Veterans Appreciation Lunch at the Stumbo Wilkinson Center in Prestonsburg is next week, Thursday, 11 till 2. All veterans, you are urged to attend and be a part of this event honoring your service. And everyone's urged to use our community calendar. It's free, and it's the best way to say happy birthday, happy anniversary, to say, hey, this is what our club, group, organization has going on. Now, as we go to your Licking Valley RECC Outlook, when was the last time you saw something like that? Nearly, and before it's over, all of Kentucky will be covered by some form of precipitation. We are going to see some moderate, maybe even some heavy rains at times, I do believe, at least some of us, and certainly some Kentuckians. Tomorrow, I think there's going to be a little bit of a break in between here and there, but for the most part, today, and certainly during the overnight and tomorrow, will add up to probably an inch or better of still some much-needed rainfall for pretty much all of Kentucky. If you're looking for a nice day to take it easy, hit the couch, catch up on some sports, reading, and sleep, all the above, or anything else, tomorrow might be it. Tomorrow's going to be a rainy day, followed by the showers, which actually rolled in earlier this afternoon, earlier than what we had expected for your Friday. We should see a milder low tonight of around 52 degrees with those showers and a calm wind. And while we won't see rain all day tomorrow, morning, noon, and night, we will see enough to maybe add up to a total of an inch, inch and a half by the time it's all said and done. Those showers tonight, showers tomorrow, and tomorrow evening as well. We'll see about 69 degrees for your Saturday, 55, another mild evening comparably. Easterly winds for the most part, 6 to 17 mile per hour gusts at times throughout your entire Saturday for the most part. It's going to be a wet one, and you might see a few good moderate showers at times. Not looking for any thunderstorms associated with this. Just a rainy old Saturday with about 69 rather for daytime highs. 65 though on your Sunday, and we'll start to dry up. A 30% chance of showers mainly before 10 o'clock Sunday morning right now looks to be the window. A wind coming out of the west on your Sunday, still breezy, 6 to 10 to maybe gusts of 20 to 22 miles per hour. And then those winds will start to calm down and drift on out by Sunday night, leaving us with a low of 47. Monday, mostly sunny and 69. Clear that night and 50. Tuesday, mostly sunny and 70 as we warm back up briefly. We'll still stay dry Tuesday night. Another front comes into town Wednesday, knocks temperatures down to the low 60s with clouds and showers continuing on over into your Thursday as well. 63 Wednesday, 59 on your Thursday. Check out Friday, back down to the barely 50s at 51 and 32 for your high and low, and that might even be adjusted by the time next Friday rolls around. We'll talk about it then. A little sunshine, but definitely some colder air behind that front and shower chances.
After years of politics as usual, we now have an auditor that follows the data, Mike Harmon. Endorsed by Kentucky Right to Life, the NRA, and the Fraternal Order of Police, he's taken politics out of the office. Mike called out the state's pension systems for their lack of transparency, and Mike Harmon audited the CLEP Fund to ensure law enforcement and their families get the money they deserve. On November 5th, follow the data and vote for the best choice. Mike Harmon for auditor.
Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by. For huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sagersville, 349 Pawn. You're going to absolutely fall in love with all the new arrivals at the seasonal shop, from all the autumn colors and styles in ladies' designs, shoes and accessories, Charlie Page, Mud Pie, you know the name brands, to jewelry, Simply Southern, Natural Life, caps, cups, and more, to rooms of home decor. And all you'll need to decorate for the fall and Halloween seasons, plus everything from coffees to candles, but hurry, because everything Christmas is already arriving daily and will be out soon, and fall will be gone before you know it. At Frazier's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sayersville. From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville. 349-8785. The next story is truly one that, even though the sad content, it is one that I have enjoyed doing, learning about a former family, or former members of a family, I should say, here in Magoffin County. And it's been a bit overwhelming because, indeed, there is enough material here and information about their characters and their family and their lives and how they lost them to literally, I believe, make a major motion picture about the Witt brothers and their family. Like many other Magoffin County sons, brothers William Byron Witt and Forrest Witt went off to World War II as boys who had just become young men in an instant. And sadly, they, like many other Americans, Kentuckians and Magoffin counties alike, Byron and Forrest never came home. Byron's body still entombed on the sunken USS Arizona, sunken, of course, the morning of the attack on Pearl Harbor. Forrest's body was laid to rest in Hawaii, in Okinawa, 4 years later, his family saying so he could remain close to his brother.
Here to honor two of our fallen heroes from Magoffin County, the Witt brothers. Two went off to war, World War II, never made it back to see and talk to their family and friends anymore.
The ceremony, one of several recently, with many more to come after Magoffin County Judge Executive Matt Wyman paneled a committee to start honoring our veterans through dedications such as this, and this one is most befitting. These dedications taking place in the name of our local heroes, beginning with those who were prisoners of war or who gave their lives for our country.
One of the things that made us focus on the Witt brothers was the fact that one of them is still on the Arizona. There's a lot of folks here in Magoffin County and eastern Kentucky, I'm sure, that have no idea that we still have somebody from here on the Arizona. As we dug further into this, we seen that another brother was also killed in action during World War II. Forrest received the Navy Cross. That is only superseded by the Congressional Medal of Honor. That is the highest naval honor besides the Congressional Medal of Honor. We also found out there was another brother in the service. A brother that was in during the same time, and when his second brother Forrest was killed, was sent home. This has all the makings of Saving Private Ryan right here in Royalton, Kentucky.
The judge is certainly not wrong about that. You have two brothers, three brothers in all, which served our country, one of which returning home without the others. With William Byron Witt's body still entombed on the USS Arizona with many of his fellow soldiers, and Forrest Witt, who would die bravely in Okinawa 4 years later.
The ship had experienced the most devastating damage, as well as losing all but 355 of their crew members. Gunner's Mate Third Class William Byron Witt and his fellow crew members lie in memorial at the bottom of the Pearl Harbor and are in the hands of the Supreme Commander. The USS Arizona still leaks oil today, and many say the ship is still bleeding and wants to report to duty. Whereas Gunner's Mate Third Class was awarded the posthumous commission for valor and heroism displayed in discharge of duty, which resulted in his being killed in action in the U.S. Navy. Whereas William's parents, Ball Witt and Josephine Likens Witt, received notification from Rear Admiral Randall Jacobs, Chief of Bureau of Navigation, expressing the department's serious sympathy. It informed them that after an exhaustive search, it had been found impossible to locate their son, Gunner's Mate Third Class William Byron Witt, U.S. Navy, and he had been officially declared to have lost his life in the service to his country as of December 7, 1941. The citation for Forrest at Okinawa. It says, the President of the United States takes pride in presenting the Navy Cross posthumously to Private First Class Forrest Witt, United States Marine Corps Reserve, for service as set forth in the following. For extraordinary heroism while serving as a group leader in a rifle platoon of Company I, 3rd Battalion, 7th Marines, 1st Marine Division, in action against Japanese forces on Okinawa, 18 May 1945. When his platoon was halted by heavy enemy machine gun, small arms, and mortar fire during an attack on a strongly defended ridge, Private First Class Witt voluntarily went forward with a supporting tank to direct accurate return fire on a key enemy emplacement. Exposing himself to an intense hostile barrage with complete disregard for his own safety, he skillfully directed the fire of the tank, destroying the enemy placement and its occupants. Returning to his group, he relentlessly advanced his men halfway to the summit of the ridge before the unit was again halted by merciless fire from determined Japanese garrison. Undaunted, he ran forward once more, reached the top of the ridge, and using hand grenades and automatic weapons fire, annihilated 12 of the enemy. Although mortally wounded, as he again returned to the ridge with a fresh supply of grenades, Private First Class Witt, by his unfaltering leadership and indomitable fighting spirit, had rendered valiant service during a critical stage of action, and his conduct upheld the highest traditions of the United States Naval Service. He gallantly gave his life for his country. Now, therefore, it hereby resolved that the Sand Bottom Road, County Road 1163R, starting at mile marker 0 and ending at mile marker .589, be forever known as PFC Forrest Witt and Gunner's Mate 3rd Class William Byron Witt Memorial Road.
Fire.
Well, we were always so very close because our parents didn't trust us to go a lot of places, and the Whits didn't trust their family to go a lot of places. So we always got together, and we always celebrated holidays together. And Mr. Witt was in charge of the Masonic Lodge, which we always got to have for our school plays and any kind of entertainment. He was always lend us the keys so that we could use the Masonic Hall. And I used to think it was a church building for everybody because we also had Sunday school there. But he was a good neighbor, good guy, and he raised a good family, hard working, and times were different then than they are today. They're just so different. We were old enough to know that our guys were dying in the war, and it was hard. It was really heartbreaking too for the family because they'd already lost Byron, and it was just very difficult. But the family held together, and we had to go on, all of us. We had to make the best of it and keep going. But we had a lot of the guys go into the service after that because they wanted to show their patriotism, and it was a scary time. I remember when my brother Earl went in, I cried and cried because I didn't know if he would come home again or not. And it was just hard on families to give up their loved ones.
I spent a lot of time here in Royalton growing up. When I got to be 10, 11, 12 years old, my parents would let me come over and spend summers with my mama and papa. And they had these 3 pictures over the mantel in the 2nd bedroom. And one big picture of Byron, and a big picture of Forrest, and a big picture of my dad. And they were all 3 in their uniforms and, looking very gallant young men. And I used to, lie there in that bed and looking at those pictures and just wondering about what kind of men they were, and wishing I could have met them and known them at that time in their lives. Those pictures just always were very moving for me. I wish my parents could be here today and to see this. I know they would really appreciate it greatly. And, it's a really wonderful thing you're doing here.
That's going to do it for this Friday and for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Good night and good weekend, and we'll see you Monday.